Hello guys, it's Chummaster from here. Today, I'm doing a bit of a different video, so this is going to be something where I rank every single basic layer bay from Beyblade Burst. So I want to make this a bit more of like a thing on my channel where I just rank different things of bays, I guess just like one of each like system, so there'll be a few of those, and then maybe one per motif, or not every motif, but like some of the popular ones like Valkyrie Sprigging, since they have a lot of bays. If these do well, maybe I'll do more, like, I don't know, just how good they are stock, not competitively, just to battle. I mean, they aren't really competitive in their stock forms, but whatever. Just how good they are to battle against each other, I guess. And then also, maybe like a gimmick tier, or not tier list, get a ranking gimmicks or something, I don't know. If these do well, maybe we'll go more into it, but let's just get into the list. It's already like a minute, so... Number 17, my least favorite basic layer. I still like this bay, it's just my least favorite of the bunch, and that is going to be Horasude Spread Edge. I think this is a pretty solid bay, but it just kinda exists. The layer is cool, but as a stamina type, it just doesn't really work. Spread's fine, Edge is just why. Yeah, this bay is just kinda whatever. I don't really care much for it. It's just kind of a basic layer. It exists. It's fine enough, though. Coming in at number 16, we have Chaos Oval Gyro. This is an interesting one because I like the random layer version of Chaos way more. And the layer itself, I'm a big fan of Chaos. I really like this bay a lot. But Oval Gyro, Oval for stamina type is stupid. Gyro's fine, but why brown? If this could have been black or white, this would have been like at least middle of the list, and then if they could have picked a better disc. I think this thing had a lot of potential to be like high up. I really like this layer, especially the random layer collection one, but this is the official combo, so we're using this one. Yeah, it's just kind of whatever bay though because of that, but yeah, it's still okay. Number 15, I'm sure this one's going to make some people mad. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion. This is my opinion on how much I like these bays. Just keep that in mind. Number 15. Deathscyther Oval Excel. I don't like this bay as much as most people, I think. The Deathscyther layer is fine. I do like it. It's cool. But compared to some other basic layers, it's just kind of whatever. It's okay. Oval, I've never been the biggest fan of Oval, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, it's kind of whatever. It's fine enough. Excel is a decent driver. I mean, it's purple, it fits. This bay just feels like it's pretty good, but I just think that there's other better bays. I really like the basic layers, though. This is like my second favorite line of bays, so... Even though it's 15th, third to last, I like this bay quite a bit. Another one's gonna upset some people, I'm sure. Number 14. Spriggan Spread Fusion. Yep, the original Spriggan. Again, I like the Spriggan layer. It just isn't quite up to par to some of the other ones, honestly. Spread is an alright disc. I don't have any problems with it. And then Fusion, I don't like Fusion. I think this drivers will hold it back from like the middle of the list, and then the rest is just like, yeah, it's fine, but it's still a cool bay. It's just, you know, driver sucks. I'm just really doing a lot of these popular ones. Probably a little too early for most people's liking, but number 13. Valkyrie Wing Excel. Yeah, this thing, the Valkyrie layer is cool, but it's probably one of my least favorite basic layers. Wing disc is kind of whatever, I don't care for it. Excel driver, though. Yeah, it's alright. Pretty basic bay, I don't know, yeah, it's fine enough. I think it works as a protagonist bay, but I don't think it's much better than a lot of these other bays, so yeah. Number 12. This bay I thought would be a lot higher, but it's not. And that is Wyvern Armed Massive. Wyvern is a cool looking bay, of course. But it looks a little awkward, honestly. Let's be real here. Also, the Wyvern, the basic layer is pretty nice, but I just think after seeing Tornado Wyvern so much, I don't like this thing as much as I used to. Armed is awkward. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't, and the Massive's just kind of there. Cool color scheme, though, but I don't know. This bay just doesn't quite get above a lot of the rest, to me, anyway. Actually getting into something that I do like quite a bit here, which I wanted to put higher, but I couldn't justify it. And that is number 11, Unicorn Ring Defense. No one talks about this bay, and I wish they did. Unicorn is just a really, really nice layer. And the ring disc is kind of whatever. Defense is cool. This bay is really cool, but I just kind of like a lot of other bays better. I like the color scheme of this bay a lot. I think when I look more at the shape and stuff of this bay, it's kind of whatever, but I just think that the color scheme, it's just really cool. It's a nice bay. I wanted to put this higher, but again, I just couldn't. There's a lot of other bays that I like more, so yeah. Nice bay though. Hard to get, it's only in a set, but yeah. Number 10, we have Ragnarok Heavy Survive. One of the originals, of course. I do like Ragnarok. I actually thought this was my least favorite bay of the original 4 for a while, but no, I actually like it more than Valkyrie and Spriggan at this point, but Ragnarok layer, it is nice. I actually think the shape is kind of whatever, but I really like orange, so a little bit of bias there. Heavy Disc and Survive Driver, I actually think are probably... Well, the Heavy Disc is definitely the best of the original 4. Survive, I don't know if I like Survive or Defense more, but they're both solid. Just a really solid bay, and I feel like that's kind of what Ragnarok does, is be a solid early release in whatever season it's in. And it definitely does that here. Alright, coming in at number 9, which I believe that should be the... that's, I believe, dead center of the list, is Odin Central Blow. I like the Odin layer a lot. This is one of my favorite layers. It's really, really good. Looks cool. I like this layer a lot. But then you have Central, which is a decent disc. Blow. This driver, it sucks. The layer is amazing, though, and I think the disc is fun enough. It's kind of another Chaos situation in some ways, except better, like a lot better than Chaos with its parts. It just doesn't quite get any higher up than middle of the list, though. But yeah, it's a cool bay. I think it looks nice. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this list video and probably the next one are a little hard to talk about because they just don't have much to them. But I still do like talking about them. I don't think people talk about basic layers enough, but yeah, they're cool. So getting into the top half of the list now with number 8. Minoboros Oval Quake. A very underrated bay. Honestly, no one talks about this motif in general, I feel like. But yeah, Minoboros is a really nice layer. Also, it's brown. We never see brown used, and I kind of get why, but at the same time, I like this thing a lot. Maybe it's just because it's a color we don't see much, but anyway. Cool looking layer. Oval disc, not the biggest fan, but it is red, and that's kind of cool. And it works with this base, so I don't mind it. And then the Quake driver is neat. Just a weird, cool bay that I am a fan of. That's about it, though. Nothing else to it. Alright, getting to number 7 with Neptune Armed Zephyr. This bay is pretty nice, I think. The Neptune layer, anyway, I think is, again, one of the best layers, but the arm disc is decent, and then the Zephyr driver I actually do like quite a bit. Yeah, it's just a cool bay, but I won't put it any higher than this. I kind of want to, but like, 'cause this layer, like, it just, especially from a side view, I don't know, something about the side view of this layer I like a lot, but yeah. Coming up to number 6, I really am surprised that this is only number 6. I thought this would be higher, but Kirby's Central Defense, my favorite of the original 4, probably my favorite motif in general just because of the nostalgia factor. But the basic layer bay itself I'm only putting at number 6. Layer is very cool. Central disc is alright, defense driver is solid, but yeah, I just think other later releases kind of do a little bit more for this thing, or do a little bit more than this thing, I don't know. But yeah, I'll definitely keep it here at number 6 though, as it is a very nice bay, and also, again, one of the original 4, my favorite of them. Alright, time for my top 5. So number 5, we have Yggdrasil Ring Gyro, a really, really nice bay that I don't hear enough people talk about this bay. Yggdrasil is honestly one of my favorite motifs, because I think both of them are really nice. This layer is, again, one of the best basic layers, in my opinion. Not like to battle, though, but like, just looks cool. Ring. This disc is weird, but I kind of like it. And then Gyro is a really cool driver, and this one I like a lot more than the Chaos one, because the color actually matches the layer. Well, not matches, but, you know, it works well with it. But, yeah, honestly, really underrated stamina type in my opinion. I wish they would have done more with this thing, but they did not. Just, honestly, a really cool bay that I wish more people would talk about. Alright, coming in at number 4, you might have already heard it, just because it's like the one bay that kind of makes some noise, and that is going to be Trident Heavy Claw, the original prize bay. Yeah, this thing is very, very cool. I'm gonna be honest, I had a lot of trouble deciding my top 4. All of these, you can honestly interchange them, I feel like, but this is the closest I could do to making a cohesive list of them. But yeah, number 4 is Trident. This is such a cool layer. I think it just has such a unique design. I like the little T's on the layer. It's like a really cool 3-sided shape, which you don't see for stamina types that much, but I think it's pretty neat. Heavy disc is great. Claw driver is interesting. I don't mind that, though. It's pretty cool. Just looks like a nice bay. It's very solid as well. Also, fun fact about this bay, it is the heaviest basic layer bay. And I don't just mean of the stock combos. I mean, if you take every part released during this era, this is still the heaviest combo, using all the parts that you can. So, heaviest basic layer, heaviest disc released during the basic layer era, and the heaviest driver released during the basic layer era. Just a random fact, because, I don't know, add something to the video. Number 3. Amaterios Aero Assault. This bay, honestly, I feel like it's hard to say this isn't one of the best basic layers. I mean, look at this layer. It's just so detailed. I mean, of course, it has to be really high up. The arrow disc, also really nice. It is painted red. It's a pretty cool layer as well. And the assault driver has some detail here. It just looks nice. This bay, this is just a nice bay. It is, of course, the original rare bay, Get Battle bay as well. Very rare. I think you can tell it's rare just by looking at it. It is very nice. Yeah. I don't know. It's just a cool bay. Hard to argue this being at the top, or close to the top, I think. It's just, like, come on, this thing's cool. Number 2, the runner-up. I was very tempted to put this thing at number 1, but I think I'm a little biased at this one. I'll explain that in a moment. But, anyway, number 2. Evil Eye Wing Needle. This thing. This is such a cool bay. This layer, okay, I will say, this layer is amazing. I like this, like, design here. Like, you kind of think, especially with the light, the pattern. Looks cool. Wing disc is kind of whatever. I like the needle driver quite a bit, though. Little spikes here. Honestly, it's a really cool bay. I like it a lot. It's definitely worth being this high up. But as it is a prize bay, it's very hard to get, and I could not get this thing for years, and I pulled it out of a random one-off random booster that I bought, and I got it. And I think, personally, that was really cool, and I think just because it is kind of a weird, interesting story with this bay, probably why I like it a little bit more than maybe I normally would, but it is really cool regardless of that. Definitely worth being at the second highest spot. And I feel like you already knew this was coming. Number 1, it's just Excalibur Force Extreme. This thing, I mean, come on. It's Excalibur. Look at this layer. Like how do you beat this thing? The Force Disc is pretty cool too. Extreme Driver, also amazing. This is just such a cool bay. I mean, it's the original, like, wild looking bay. I mean, Excaliburs are always just really nice looking, so don't think you can get much better than this, honestly. This is, in my opinion, the best basic layer. I think Evil Eye, at least in terms of layers. I mean, discs, drivers, maybe you could argue. I think it's the best stock combo still. Just looking at them, it is my favorite of them. But I do think that this layer, like, you can't really beat it. I think Evil Eye gets close. Maybe, like, Trident and Amaterios are pretty good. I like Chaos and Odin as well, but yeah, this thing is just like, man. I think it's hard to argue this being number one, or even if it isn't your number one, like, come on, you have to at least respect Excalibur for being as cool as it is. It is one of the most well-liked motifs for a reason, and everyone wants it back. Hopefully in BU it comes back. But yeah, that's my ranking for this. If anyone watched, let me know if I should do something differently and talk more about, I don't know, something else. I don't know. I feel like with some of these earlier ones, it is a little bit hard to talk about them because there just isn't a lot to them. But yeah, hopefully get the dual layer one. I'm not gonna do these too often because I don't want to flood my channel with them, but maybe one every month or so, something along those lines. Next up, we will do dual layers, of course, and then as we go, we'll just kind of go through the seasons. And then for a while, I'll probably stop, of course, after Sparking to do some of the motifs, because I do want to wait to do the DB one after BU's done, since BU is just more DB. Anyway, so that's my list of the basic layers. Let me know your list, or if you don't want to type out an entire list, what's like your favorite or a couple favorites or something like that. Is there one that you hate? Let me know. Anyways, that's all for this video, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.